Hey guys, it's Teron here. I'm so excited to share our last and final free preview of our photo course. This one's going to be focusing on specialized techniques in the field. Getting creative with wildlife images isn't an easy task. It's a true challenge to capture unique photos of wildlife. And in this preview, I'll show you how I approach going into the field, shooting to edit, and how to create portfolio-worthy images. In the full course, you'll be able to understand the theory, the techniques, and all the settings necessary for this particular approach. In my opinion, the best images are not static. In this segment, I'm going to show you how to capture motion blur with wildlife using slow shutter speeds. This module will show you how to shoot to edit. I'll explain how to use slower shutter speeds to make your photograph have motion blur, all while maintaining a sharp eye on your subject. It's about finding the sweet spot for the camera settings and the technique. When we combine this in-field technique with Photoshop, we can get the desired look and feel of shooting in ultra slow shutter speeds, but with better odds and chances of pulling it all off. Using this technique, we're able to capture the true essence of the animal, their resilience, their power, their unique physical characteristics and abilities, as well as their instincts. By using these motion blur techniques, we can communicate a sense of speed, activity, or passage of time. You'll be able to capture unique abstractual images that will add depth to your portfolio. By using slow shutter speeds with fast-moving wildlife, you're able to create beautiful fine art with blurred abstractual foregrounds and backgrounds. For this technique, the gear setup is quite simple. You'll need your camera body and a telephoto lens greater than 100 millimeters. We're going to be photographing these wildlife at a distance, so any super telephoto or telephoto will do. And ideally, this lens would have image stabilization, which is super crucial for this particular technique, and I'll later explain why. Additionally, to help with fatigue, you can use a tripod and a tripod gimbal head. The camera that I'm using is a Canon 5D Mark IV, and it shoots 7 frames per second. But any camera will do, mirrorless or DSLR. The lens that I'm using is a Canon 200 to 400 millimeter with a 1.4 times extender built in. This allows me to quickly change my focal length range to 560 millimeters in a flip of a switch. It's super important that you understand what those image stabilization modes mean on your specific lenses. For this Canon 200 to 400, the first image stabilization mode is for static subjects. The second image stabilization mode is for panning without any up and down movement. So think of something like a bicycle or a car. The third image stabilization mode is for all motion. When you think about a human running, we're not only running forward, we're running up and down, and that's similar to what wildlife do as well. So that's going to be the mode we're choosing for shooting these motion blur photos. In this particular lens, it only takes effect when I'm actually pressing the shutter. Before we talk about camera settings, even if you have the perfect settings, this technique requires a ton of practice. You're going to need to go out in the field, get extremely frustrated like I do still to this day, because capturing fast-moving, unpredictable wildlife and getting them in the perfect composition and scene is not up to you all the time. What's up to you and what you can control is your ability to pan properly and track the wildlife. And there is variables that are not in your control in this. They were moving in a sporadic way all over, back and forth. So it may seem frustrating. I'm just going to see if I've nailed any of the focus on the head. We may need to try one more time to make sure that we really nail the focus on the face. But I promise you, capturing this technique, or a degree of capturing this technique, will allow you to go and edit and push your results in Photoshop. My example settings that I'm going to use. If you enjoyed this preview and you're keen to learn how to apply these insights to your photography, then be sure to watch for our 48-hour pre-sale that's coming to your inbox Monday. For those of you who want the pre-sale of this photo course, you're going to get the biggest discount at 60% off, so I hope you take advantage of it.